Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond Sour Cream. Welcome to the
Mm,
podcast. We want to welcome all our viewers. This has been a dream for both me and my colleague here. We would like to first I'll introduce my colleague. Hello, colleague.
yeah, what's up? I'm here. Can they hear me?
Yes, I believe.
Okay.
Yes. Anybody in the comments, please let us know. Hopefully, I think everything should be working. Should be working. Um, but yeah, let's see here. Oh yeah, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't echoing. Yeah. So let's see here. So would you like to start? Which topic would you like to? Because we have a lot to talk about. What would
Yes. Can we first talk about our childhood memories and the things that we actually enjoy doing?
Hell yeah. So I basically there's a few things that I can mention. Um, Going to the beach, going to Hershey Park, because I'm local to that area, which is in let me think about it. It's in Pennsylvania. I'm kind of local to that area. And just growing up, lo local to that area, I was able to go there pretty much every year and ride the rides. Um, I really like the pool, but if I had to choose like a roller coaster or like a special ride, I don't know. The one I haven't tried though is the Fahrenheit. Um, that one's pretty cool. The Fahrenheit. I forget the entire name of that ride, but the Fahrenheit roller coaster. Definitely, I need to give that a shot. What about you, colleague?
I would say now the whole situation with roller coasters. I remember as a kid, first time actually getting on. I thought it would. I really thought it wasn't going to be that bad, and not to mention you know but next thing you know, when I first got on there with my sister, and we was goddamn stuck 230 feet in the goddamn sky and came down, boy, I was fucking terrified. I had to literally hold on to my sister until the goddamn ride stopped. Man, that shit, I was so goddamn
Oh my
scared of
word!
fucking roller coasters.
Wow,
I was
that is
I was
quite
like 10
the
years old and she was only 8.
yeah, that is quite the experience. So how did
Yes.
that would you go on that ride today?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Wow. Damn. That
Absolutely the
is
fuck not.
that is really interesting.
It
Yeah.
is. It was a terrifying experience, but at least I had the fucking goddamn guts to actually really get on. A lot of folks didn't really actually try it out for real.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
definitely. You have to have some courage to going on rides such as roller coasters and especially the Ferris wheel. Like, even though it's a little
Yeah,
slower,
that
like it's
too.
still high off the ground, and you know, you just have
Now I
to
was more big. I was
build up
more
the
big
courage to
on
try
the
it.
Yes, I was more big on the what's the name? The goddamn Riptide. I was more big on that ride.
Oh, the at the pool, like the waves.
No, like the Riptide, like the actual ride that they would have at you know about the state fairs and all that.
Could you
State
please
fair.
explain that for the viewers?
Okay, so for those who may not know, the state fair is really similar to the damn amusement park and carnivals and stuff. And so they have certain rides. So the Riptide is basically the ride actually looked like a goddamn boat, or a go-kart if you was to get into one. But it will basically like, you would just be in there like, it's like you're driving a car basically, but that's basically how a Riptide is, where they have like about like 10 to 15 like, seats on there. I could be wrong, but it's actually one of the most suitable and like uh legit rides that you can actually get on. Suitable and like, comforting rides that you can get on.
Wow. Well,
Hmm.
yeah, that is definitely that is very interesting. That is a, just that from that explanation, that is definitely ride. I
Hmm.
remember I went to one year I went on um a trip to the state fair with my friends. This was I was much younger. I was very excited to be with my friends and we were able to like uh basically see animals, participate in games. But the one thing that I was particularly drawn to was this ride. It's basically I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically this ride where it spins you it's kind of like a Ferris wheel. It kind of spins in a circle and basically it flips the carriage like as well, so it like rotates and literally it's like spinning and spinning and spinning. At the end of it, I was literally about to throw up. It was that
Oh
bad.
man. Oh man.
I was literally like wobbling, like touching the ground, trying to regain like uh trying to regain myself. After that, like I had a much easier night. I tried out some
Man.
other rides with my friends, and we were able to try. I think if I remember, we tried one of those mirror uh, walkthrough activities. It's like one of those mirrors. It's like one of those the games that has the it's not really a game. You just walk through this thing of mirrors, and like you have to like essentially go through like a path, like a clear path to get to the other side. And then when you get to the other side, I guess you win. You like
Yeah.
you exit. But yeah, that's what I have from that experience. That was very fun.
That was a very interesting one. That's a very interesting experience too that you actually had. But now going back to more experiences I had as a kid, I would pretty much say was quite wild. It was wild, but then I pulled off the end, but didn't even actually think that it would be possible. But it was so during the time I was in sixth grade, right? Yeah, I was in sixth grade. So every morning when my brother was walking me down to the bus stop, we was staying in the apartments called Oak Run Apartments in Riverdale. So at that time when I was waiting on my bus to like come pick me and a bunch of other kids up, me and my brother would just be picking up rocks. All right, so Chase, y'all familiar with like that one busy street, right? You have a bunch of like vehicles driving past that one busy street. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
I'm sorry. Could you please explain that one more time?
I was saying, y'all know that one busy street that you have when a bunch of vehicles is driving by.
Oh yeah.
That yeah, yeah. So basically, that one busy street that we pretty much had when my brother was walking me down to the bus stop every single morning back when I was in sixth grade. Me and him will be picking up rocks and throwing it at people's car windows and breaking their fucking windshield. And then on top of that, one of them, that one person, vehicle got hit so goddamn hard and bad to a point they fucking their tire that came off the car and their car them fucking blew up, and then the other one got their fucking glass broken.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, me and my brother were like some menaces, bro. We did some fucked up ass shit. Me and
Wow.
my friend, yes, me and my friend Kanaja at the time that I was telling you about, me and him during the time we was like, in middle school, from elementary going on middle school, we will always during lunch hours, we will always stop by like, food spots to go get a good bite to eat. And I mean, we had crispy chicken. You could throw a Subway in there. You could even throw in let's see what else. Gas stations to go pick up like snacks. Cause a lot of times we wouldn't eat school food because some of the meals that they would serve during lunch was like looking like jail food, or it just made you want to puke. So we would always go to food spots and the gas station to get like some really good grubs.
Wow.
And we
Yeah,
ate
that's
good,
really
and we ate good for days. We ate good for days because we had the money.
yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have uh speaking by, your voice, I would say that you're closer to the South. Just assuming by your voice, you sound like you're very well versed with food and considered um yeah, well versed with, items like chicken and other forms of food like mashed potatoes and stuff.
Yes.
Um, Basically, what I'm trying to get at is I don't have I have local like markets and basically everywhere has local markets for that matter. But around my area, I usually have like just fast food and like some local like pizzerias and places like that. Um, that's where I was gonna go to is my favorite food of all time has to be hands down pizza.
Oh
Dude,
man, yeah.
the stuff that
Can never
that
go
comes
wrong.
out
Get
of
to never go wrong with a good pizza.
yeah, well, I'm gonna say this. There's places like New York where the pizza has to be really good. Um, and I'll place those at a higher tier than the food that I have here. But the food that I have here, I have to say, um, this is coming at a this is coming to you live from Studio Beyond Sour Cream right here. Um,
Yes.
I want to say that I just had a few hours ago Wawa pizza. It is so
Oh
good,
my god.
so good.
Oh, speaking of Wawa Chase, that's literally where me and Kanaja had went to for like WrestleMania season, like WrestleMania 40 back in 2024, up there in Philly. Where Isaiah is originally from, or if that's where he like pretty much is staying at. We was literally up there at Wawa.
Oh yeah,
So I know what you mean. Yes,
it
their
is
pizza was super good,
pretty
and
good
I had their
pizza.
little fruit cup. Yes, and a fruit cup.
Well, I do have to say there's some critics out there, some that I won't name because I'm not affiliated with them, but there are some critics out there that have tested Wawa pizza and they have given their honest opinion on it, and they didn't give it the best opinion. They thought it was par, and that really devastated me. Um, and so that was very hard to hear. But despite his opinion, I and my family, we have it every week, for that matter, because on Fridays we do it as a tradition since I was very young to have pizza
Yeah.
on Friday. I'll go in more detail. Like as growing up, literally, and I'll even go as further to say like I moved an incredible amount too. Like to stick to traditions on top of moving was pretty insane too. So basically, growing up, I think at one point we started with having like subs, like sandwiches or subs on, on Friday nights, and then we moved to having pizzas on Friday night. Um, I mostly remember having pizza for Friday night. And literally I call it Friday night pizza night. It just rolls off the tongue like that, It's basically like just the best feeling when you get back home at the end of the day and you're able to have a nice slice piece of pizza and let it's just so warm, so cheesy, incredible.
Yes. Yes, and also, I also want to ask you this, case about the regarding pizza. Do you believe that pineapples belong on pizza, or you just don't care for it?
Um, well, let me put it this way. I haven't had pineapple on pizza in recent time. Um, but I will say, like, I think I have tried it once before. Honestly, I don't see it. I don't see the need to
The
put
appeal,
pineapple on
yeah,
pizza. Yeah,
the
yeah.
appeal of pineapples on pizza.
Yeah, I just don't see the appeal. I don't understand it, but I'm not judging. Literally everybody can, if you want to put pineapple on pizza, it's your domain. It's your
Yeah, that's literally your
your
domain.
call on. Yeah. So let's see, remember. Yep. And so basically, like, I think I could have pineapple on its own, but having pineapple on pizza, it's kind of interesting. Now,
It is.
I have tried, I think it was barbecue chicken on
Oh,
pizza.
hell yes, hell yes.
It was literally like it was really good, and I enjoyed it very much. Um, it literally like I literally went to Michigan for scouting out of college for going to college. Um, I've since graduated, but I was, years ago I was scouting look in Michigan to go to a college up there, and I went to a local restaurant that was serving barbecue chicken pizza, and I think it also had pineapples in it. I can't remember. I can't remember. Like I honestly forget, but um uh, but I think that pizza was really good. The barbecue chicken just like was chef's kiss.
Yes, I know. And you know something? Speaking of that, that's literally something my family would always get. When anytime we order pizza, that is literally what we would like legit order is the barbecue sauce for the toppings. Yeah, for the sauce toppings. And then we had chicken.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yes.
Made me hungry
Which
again.
be super good. And my brother, he would get since he doesn't necessarily eat meat, he would just get like the normal cheese pizza with tomato sauce, with regular tomato sauce.
hmm
I know it's quite a
The ba-
bummer,
the
but
basic the basic pizza
yeah, I
pizza
know it's quite a
margarita.
bummer. But he has not eaten meat in God knows how long. So yeah, he's been having to stick to like foods like seafood. He'll get him like a nice little seafood boil. He'll eat like salads and stuff like that. Basically plant based type foods. Literally. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
grass
really
fed foods.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it
It's
is. And you
basically
know
saying
something?
like he doesn't have it like that often.
Right. Exactly. So so he could still have fish. He could still have like seafood like shrimps and shrimp, lobster, and crab legs and all that.
Hell yeah.
And he's yeah, and that's another thing too. Chase, do you eat that type of seafood, or you don't have any allergies or anything towards it, do you?
I do not have any allergies, at least to my knowledge, but my father did. He is allergic to seafood, but that like he it was very kind of him to like not give it to me because we didn't know like if I was or not, and we didn't want like especially if I was like a young kid like to get like be allergic to like seafood, like that would be like devastating. Plus, like you're
It
very
would
young.
be.
Um,
It literally
but
would be.
yeah, but I've seen so my brother has actually had shrimp before. Um, he's actually tried it. But I didn't. I was too much of a chicken to try it. But um, he actually I think he liked it, or at least he didn't have an allergic reaction to it. So that's good.
Wait, are we still on YouTube? Can the viewers still hear us?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. What else was I about to say? Oh yeah, going back to the most interesting childhood that I've had, especially as a kid. Let me tell you this: the best memories was with like my grandma though, because I would always go to her house and we would just be sitting on the bed watching Cops on TV. You know the show where they be like, "Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?" You know how you know the
Hey,
intro.
bad boys.
And then
Yep.
on top of that, we would sit and we would watch Family Guy. We would watch let's see, crime scene investigation. You know, shows that keep things interesting. And also we watch Family Guy. We was always big on WWE. That's where like that's mainly where like how my family is on my dad's side on the family tree. Everybody was big on WWE. So yeah, that's really where I get all these characteristics from. In case you're wondering, Chase, we were all big on WWE. But on my mom's side, some of them like them. Some folks like the WWE, but they wasn't actually like a big fan. They wasn't like fans like me and folk and people on my dad's side were. They were just like a Vivid fan because they only know some of the wrestlers. But as for me and my dad, we had more history. We know our wrestling history, and because we've been exposed to a lot of things regarding that uh you know promotion. So we know the ins and outs, the storylines, the betrayals. You know how it goes, Chase.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it this way. I didn't um I didn't play any of the video games, but I did get into it. My brother actually showed me a video of a match. I forget what match it was. This was some years ago. I've since moved like I don't know, like 5 times since then. But I I saw a match between two individuals in WWE, and since then I've been I was invested in watching more of the more WWE and staying connected with it. From time to time, I do watch it on on YouTube, excuse me, on YouTube.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, and basically, I just find videos on YouTube that were recommended to me. Basically, I just looked up videos on basically what is WWE like. When when they go when their shows go live, like whatever. And just basically just like watch clips of like what's going on with um, with the show and like who's currently uh um doing promos and stuff. So yeah, you can have the floor now, colleague.
Okay, so all right, for those who's pretty much are still young, well, the people who's like new to like this stuff, I want to go ahead and educate you guys on the different type of like eras of WWE. So you have the Attitude Era, basically that got started because of the Montreal screw job with y'all probably know the wrestler Bret the Hitman Hart. He's the guy that's literally the best there was, also is, and will ever, and the best that ever will be. He's literally called the excellence of execution. He doesn't have that name for nothing because he is a real good technical wrestler. So basically, the storyline with him is he was also like involved. He was involved in with Vince, and it makes sense because that's literally how the Attitude Era pretty much started. And the wrestler Stone Cold, the guy was literally at his ran the era by storm because he was very edgy. He had this edgy type of character to him. He had this no nonsense and don't care type attitude. That's literally who he was. And why? Because the Attitude Era was more serious. It was things that the storylines and the things that the wrestlers were doing that would not even fly or even happen as of today's wrestling. It wouldn't happen. Like you had female wrestlers in their bras and bikinis, and they were showing off they bodies and stuff, and they were on magazines, things of that sort. And you know something, the Ruthless Aggression Era, you got to be given some praise too, because that's literally where most of the wrestlers elevated. Now, for example, Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler were the female wrestlers from the Attitude Era, but they didn't really do much during that time. But I will say they elevated during the Ruthless Aggression Era. Same with the Cruiserweight division, with all the high flyers and stuff. They elevated during that time. And after the Ruthless Aggression Era and we was going straight into like the PG aspect, it was a controversial situation that had happened in order for WWE to make that change. Let's just say, um, Chase, you remember Chris Benoit, right? The wrestler Chris Benoit.
Yes. Yeah. That
Okay,
was
so
very
he was
very
a
entertaining.
wrestler.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, he was one of those guys who was on steroids. And let's just say, um, when he did this, he was not in his right state of mind. He murdered his wife and his goddamn kid, and even committed suicide with whatever scenario. And because of that, that was when WWE was slowly making this transition. And I'm not saying there wasn't good moments of, the PG era, but even still, it just kind of like we wasn't going to get that raw, edgy feel anymore. It wasn't going to be no more thumbtacks. It wasn't going to be no more chair shots to the head. You know how that is, Chase. It wasn't going to be no more edgy characters. It was just that was when everything that went. family friendly. Prices were starting to get more expensive on merch and sales. Um, it's certain things you couldn't even say anymore because you had to be filtered. And from there, it has not been the same. Hasn't been the same. Anything you want to say,
Mhm.
colleague?
I'll just say that switch from the a ruthless aggression era to the PG era was um definitely a drop in like a weird transition into WWE. I'll say that.
It has. It has.
Definitely watching that was kind of strange.
It
Um,
is.
but I sort of see that like things are starting to turn in a particular direction post PG era, if you will.
Yes. It's the renewal era, and it's no longer WWE fans. This is literally called the WWE Universe. This is literally called the WWE Universe. Yep,
Yeah,
that's literally what it is, and that's only because uh, Triple H is over everything now, and I'm just here to let you young kids know that what you have now is not wrestling. It's not wrestling. It's not what it was. During the ruthless and attitude era, just like what me and Chase is telling you guys. Me and my colleague here, I mean, is telling you guys. What you have now is sponsors. WWE has sponsors now. You got TKO, and then you got Paul Levesque, which is Triple H. He's in charge now. You don't have no more. It's no more Vince because things was easier under Vince McMahon's umbrella. He put his feelings and other things to the side to really focus on what matters, what actually mattered, and that was building storylines. That was giving wrestlers. It was about giving wrestlers the push and recognition they deserve and championship opportunities. Anything you want to say, colleague?
I think that's an excellent representation of what where WWE is currently standing, like where it is now in terms of leadership. I will say there is a lot of talent that is currently in um, WWE that is really shining, and there's some old faces that are also in the game that are also um, trying to make a comeback, and it's all just a all a big ball um of fun. I'll say.
Yeah, it is. And some of the new rising stars that we see today, like Javon Evans and Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker, because they're technically still brand new. These guys are absolutely unbelievable athletes. Brian Breaker, on the other hand, I will say he does give off ruthless aggression vibes. He also has like a blend of the wrestler Goldberg and Rhino put all in one. The guy is absolutely he's a super athlete. And his spears be the most vicious and dangerous because it's resourceful and it's like so got the impact that goes into it. He does it like he actually like it's meant to hurt his opponents. This man goes full speed and runs 250 to 300 miles per hour could literally tear you up with a spear. That and then having Bronson Reed, who is a very big sweaty guy, come all the way down off the top rope to hit you with a splash, which is called the tsunami. He hits you with like about 3 to 5 of those, you're gonna have fractured ribs. Now, colleague, would you ever take a tsunami from Bronson Reed? That's like consecutive numbers of it.
No.
Yeah.
Considering, I mean, I would say I'm not currently an athlete that could withstand that, but even still, I would not want to be on the other end of him doing that to me.
Yes, I wouldn't either. Knowing that these wrestlers can actually like legit fucking hurt you and get and can literally injure you. Well, at least not on purpose. Well, they only do it to those that they may not that they pretty much despise. But I could be wrong on that too. I would hope that that ain't the case. But then again, it might be. So anything else you want to add to like WWE's current state right now and why prices is so high? They're literally charging for like seats and stuff. You gotta pay $1,925 just for a meet and greet with Liv Morgan. And on
Yeah.
top of that, you just get a
I'm sorry. I think you cut out a bit. No, I was gonna say, I don't currently, so I don't currently play any of the games. I just keep up with clips from YouTube, because they also WWE shares their sponsorships with they stream to Netflix, they stream to Peacock. Um, but I don't really view those streams
hmm
when they happen. I usually watch streams on or I usually watch clips on YouTube of the current stuff, just to keep
hell yeah.
myself current with everything.
Yep. Which makes the which makes perfect the most perfect sense in the world. I'm not gonna hold you because yeah, this is WWE's current state. It doesn't even have anything to do with the video games that's being put out every year anymore. It does, but then at the same time, that's something most people may not even care about because every gaming company is pretty much in a state in terms of corporate greed, which we all know, because Fortnite and Madden and Call of Duty is going through the same is suffering the same fate. Yeah, the same fate. They all going through that. So the shape of how the WWE product is now is what you're going to get inside these wrestling games. They're all greedy, and again, it's making people it's making certain people out there less interested in it. If you know what I mean, colleague.
Yes. Honestly, don't know where to move on from here.
Oh, it's
um,
fine.
but yeah, I mean, I I do have those memories of of my brother showing me WWE when I was younger. But that's not what that's not my everything like my colleague here. He absolutely adores WWE. He goes to everything WWE. When I was younger, I was always either going to the movies or going to like concerts. Basically going to watch the next movie whatever it may be, go to the, go into the theater, get your popcorn, go to the, your favorite seat. Basically, you're going to the best spot in the house to watch, your favorite movie. And
Hmm.
basically, it's for me at least, it was some of the movies that I've seen. It was housed in this, basically some of the movies that I've seen, there was a theater that I went to growing up that basically has speakers, like a speaker system and like, comfortable chairs, basically, like, um, just that's just the experience that you need to really uh devour the movie if you were to go and watch the movie there, and really dissect everything because, you have the big screen and you're able to see everything as is, um, but more of an enhanced view because you're able to see it on the massive screen. Plus the music. I'm a very big music guy. I listen to a lot of music. I'm a
Oh man.
instrumental guy. I'm basically the one guy that is listening to like Minecraft music or like soundtracks of movies, anything about movie soundtracks. Um, just if there's something that you want to let me listen to, please let me know in the comments what you would like me to listen to. But those movies that I seen in the theaters really hit home to me. Um, and as for concerts, I would say there was actually one that I went to most recently, um, which was Metallica. I went to Metallica with my family. It has to be probably a year or two ago. That was one of the best experiences I've had. In terms of actually seeing a band that I grew up with and listening to music that I grew up with. Basically, it was a an excellent representation of what I thought, going and listening to this music, um, in these shows and just appreciating the um atmosphere, getting the food, going to the stands, basically going and getting merch, all of that. Especially the long travel to get there. It took, I don't know, anywhere from like five to 6 hours from where I am to get to the location that the Metallica concert was. Um, but yeah, that was a very fun experience, and literally to anyone who is a Metallica fan, literally would.
Oh yes. We gotta mention our favorite songs by Metallica because my favorite is Sad But True, and I like the Fuel, and I like the music. I like the album that they put out called One.
Yes, yes. Well, I do have to
It's
say,
like I cannot live, I cannot die. Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. They be like,
yes,
give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
yes. Well, so I appreciate your options there. Actually, you know, uh, I would actually say like Fade to Black, or like there's a song, this song, Battery. Um, it's a song they did like a long time ago. I don't know. I feel like the more people in the comments would know what type of music I'm talking about. But basically, the song is called Battery by Metallica,
Oh
and
yeah.
literally the beginning of that song it's literally a mix of guitar, like acoustic guitar, and then it transitions into it, the electric guitar, and then it goes into the rest of the song. But it's just that communication between the acoustic and the electric, and I don't know, to me it just was like like a dance, and it was a really good representation of like the transition of like acoustic to electric to outright beast mode when it comes to Metallica.
Yes. And not to mention, that's another thing I want to tell mention to you guys as well with my colleague here. So for those of you who are really big on WWE, just like I am, and Chase knows just about like enough about WWE. Um, the wrestlers who has like their entrance theme songs, their actual theme music that they like to walk out in. They took inspiration from most of these artists. So let's say, for example, Diamond Dallas Page, one of the wrestlers who was like at the time a rising talent back in the day. From what I'm assuming, he loved Nirvana. So he took inspiration from that music group and the artist Kurt Cobain smells like Teen Spirit, and he sampled it and into his own version of the song and made it his song, and called it Self High Five, which I thought was pretty cool. Colleague, yeah, I know you heard the similarity of both songs, of both of their music, because
Yes,
it didn't
sir.
even try to sound different.
Yes, sir. Actually, my colleague here and I, we actually exchanged we actually listened to the music of both the version of the song by Nirvana and the song
The,
that the
from the
sample,
wrestler,
that
yeah,
yeah, yes, the sample but that was used from the
for the
for the
wrestler.
wrestler.
hmm And it did not try to sound different at all. It was damn near remotely fucking close.
Well, I would say like I I'm just gonna be plain here. I feel like when it comes to someone using, music from a band, I feel like they don't really change it up like at all. I feel like they keep it the
No,
same. Um, I feel like with some wrestlers, they do change it up a little bit, but from like the standpoint of like characters like CM Punk or wrestlers like CM Punk, um, he didn't really change the song at all.
no,
Um,
he did not.
but hearing that song when he comes out is really cool. It's honestly
Oh, cult. Oh, yes. Don't even get me
cult of
started with cult
personality.
of personality.
Yes, it's so
That's
good.
that song right there is by Living Color. And for those who might be confused, that's a Afro American music band. There's no white people in that group. It's a black music band.
Yep, and I'll just point out, um, they that song literally first time I listened to it, it literally actually was on Guitar Hero. Uh, that
Yes,
song that song blew me away. Literally listening to
Mhm.
that song for the first time, it was a surreal experience, and
It was.
I truly enjoyed um, creating that memory and playing the game, and I feel like Guitar Hero really stemmed a root, really placed a seed in my life to really
Yeah,
lock in so many um in a way have access to a lot of artists that like otherwise would I would not know who they were if it wasn't for Guitar
Ye-
Hero. So I have to give Guitar Hero
yes,
props um
yes,
for enabling these artists to put their music on the game and basically be known to a huge amount of people as a result of a huge demographic of people because the newer generation didn't really know who they were um, if it wasn't for Guitar Hero, and so I have to give Guitar Hero props. And if
yeah.
anyone
We got to.
if anyone doesn't know what Guitar Hero is, it's basically a game that came out. It's basically a game series that came out on the most popular on the Xbox. You could also play it on the PlayStation and other systems like that. But basically, it's a system. It's a game system where you get a guitar. It's basically your controller is a guitar, and you're able to basically use the strummer and use buttons to change the frets. And basically, there was like five positions um, on the whatever you call it, on the frets, on the strings. And so basically, you just do that. Um, you just do the strumming and the notes together, and you get through the song. And if you get 100%, you get like 5 stars, and you can move on to the next song. And
Yes,
yeah, that was a pretty fun experience, especially
it
as a
really
young
was.
person growing up. Like really, like I truly respect uh, Guitar Hero. Really spoke to a large demographic of people that like wouldn't otherwise know the music unless their parents showed them the music.
Right, because me and Chase, we've been exposed to a lot of different things. So yes, Guitar Hero was just a game series that my siblings grew up like playing. I grew up mainly on fighting games because that's literally what I've enjoyed the most as a kid. Cause yes, I was big on Soul Calibur. I liked it. Tekken. I liked it. Dead or Alive. I liked it. Mortal Kombat. Uh, Virtua Fighter, and games like Final Fantasy. Yeah, those type of games. Yeah, I actually has a very fine history with all of those type of games growing up. I also liked it. Games like let's see, I played Need for Speed, but I wasn't playing it as often. I will tell you that. I liked the games like Saints Row. I'm a big Saints Row player because I never really cared for Grand Theft Auto that much. Not no offense or shade going towards GTA, but I was more of a Saints Row player because it was so many other options that I had with Saints Row, like the character creation formulas and stuff. That's mainly how I'm able to make my colleague here, you know, a character within the game in any video game, like period. And you know where everything goes from there. I literally had a blast, you know, with all these different tools in which I had. And because during my childhood, I wasn't only just playing video games. I put out drawings. I was I was engaged into, like, I was literally like exposed to age appropriate activities like using the leapfrog leap pad, which I know most of the young kids of this generation don't know anything about. They don't know nothing about the leapfrog leap pad. This was something, Chase, you know about it because me and you the same age. The leapfrog leap pad
For sure, yeah,
and
I
the etch a
remember that.
sketch.
Yes, I remember that very fondly.
Yes,
I remember growing up with the leapfrog, all those the pads and stuff. Literally, I remember all that, and it's just
yes,
literally talking about it. I'm like reminiscing on like a time that like once was. So yeah, truly a memory. And I feel like kids nowadays just like they don't know what it is, and you literally have to explain it like to the nth degree to be like, this is how it is.
yes. This is literally what we had growing up. We didn't have cell phones. Literally did not have cell phones. We didn't. And if we did have a cell phone, it was mainly a flip phone. But that was only for emergency purposes. You get what I mean, colleague?
Yes, yes. Same here. Like I didn't really grow up with a phone until like around the age of 13, I would say. Um, But I would say before then, I either had a flip phone or I was basically outside. I went outside. I was very active. I actually tried out for um, flag football at one point when I was very young, but that didn't last. But I still go outside for I go in the woods and explore um, and I walk around now and run and try and stay active and just look outdoors and yeah, I appreciate the outdoors. And I'm actually a solid photographer. I actually use just my phone, but there are some pictures that I have taken from like my walks that I go on, and I truly enjoy like whenever I can like figure out like a certain position and like I could see like I could literally see it. I could see like when there's like a picture before me and I would take out my phone and I'm like this is a good picture and I take the picture.
Uh-huh.
I like I'm so happy I like send it to everybody and they're just like, "Oh yeah, that's great. That's great." I mean, to
Yes.
me it's like the best thing in the world, so yeah.
Yes. I literally, not gonna lie, had like, my childhood like I said, experiences was just like I said, not bad at all. It literally wasn't. And let me also mention too about my childhood. Me and my brother, we would do a lot of wrestling moves off of the mattress, off of the bed. Like this one time, pretty much I was doing like wrestling moves. I was like literally 7 years old, 7 all the way to 9 years old. My brother, pretty much at the time, we was just he liked to play very, very rough. He would hit me with the Undertaker's last ride power bomb
Oh boy.
while he was standing on the bed, and he literally, tossed me directly onto the wooden floor. We had like hardwood floor in our house at the time, and it literally, I felt like I was paralyzed when I got hit with the last ride power bomb off of the bed to the floor. And then on top of that, we would still be doing wrestling moves at the pool. Anytime me and him went to the pool with like a bunch of friends or whatnot, this man was on the this man, like, when we was inside the pool, pretty much he had asked if there if we wanted to like do any other particular moves. My brother would hit me with an RKO and a rock bottom. Hit me with an RKO and a rock bottom. Well, yeah, rock bottom to me and throw me in the pool. Literally.
Yeah, that
Is
is
there
definitely
anything
quite a
particularly
memory.
you have to say about that, colleague?
I would say that to call back to what you said, that is an excellent memory, honestly. Especially
Yes.
looking back at like how you actually did that like on like the hardwood. Um like
Floor.
considering how it didn't break unless it did. Um
Nah, it didn't.
but yeah, that's yeah, just goes to show like, you know, when the woods hit hard like that, I mean, it normally makes an indent, but you literally your brothers you and your brother really stood the test for the wood, and you guys
Yes.
you
Doing
know
all these
that
wrestling moves.
yeah, and doing that all that the wrestling moves on there like it's creating tracks on
Yes.
the wood, but
To give me
at least
like a
that
dose
keep you
of
safe.
reality, and to see if people will call what we're doing fake, which I know isn't fake because I got all these wrestling moves done to me. I literally got hit with the rock bottom and the RKO, which is literally a cutter. So it's like, what more can you ask for? I got hit with all these moves. So none of these moves are fake. I would come down on my brother with a double foot stomp to the chest when we were kids. We would do all these different, wrestling moves just to prove you guys wrong. For those who were saying, "Oh, WWE is fake. That stuff ain't real." No, bull crap,
I'd
bull
say
crap.
the
Mm,
uh when you have someone that literally slams you into the literally like slams you into the onto the ring. They I think it was my colleague that showed me like, or at least I think I found out other on my own. I think um I've seen that the ring itself literally is like hard. It's not a soft surface whatsoever. And like
nope.
when you land, like it's like you're feel like you're just injured something. So like it's not for the faint of heart, you know, it's not for people that are uh you know, basically it's for people that are strong enough to withstand those injuries. And
Yep.
for most
Yes.
wrestlers, of course, they are still fighting injuries, but they have withstood a lot of injuries just for the sake of their career. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just like your brother and you, like you probably sustained some injuries doing um those slams on the ground would. I imagine that probably
Yeah.
hurt.
Yes. Literally, I felt like I was losing memories, but I didn't, and paralyzed at the same time, which I'm glad I even was able to push through, because man, that was a tough bump I have taken.
Yeah. I would
Yes.
say I don't really have any. I would say probably more so when I was like around 5 or something like that. Like when I was like way younger, I would like go with my brother outside and like just like tackle him or something. Like if we were like outside like playing, like I would just like, you know, just like be like running around and like just tackle him or something. Like that's as close as I would get. Like there'd
Yes.
be a few times where I'd like be like really angry and like just get like just a tad physical um with my brother and just be like stop. Just like start screaming and just like shaking him like stop. So something like that. But yeah, that was definitely some years ago. So some great, you know, a large amount of time has passed since then. So yeah, just
It really has,
reminiscing on the past, definitely. Because
Yeah,
all that literally went by in a blink of an eye.
it really has. And you know something? A lot of this stuff I didn't even realize I even did as a kid. And you know something? I had WWE merch as a kid too. I forgot to tell you guys. I had the action figures. Colleague, you remember the WWE spinner belt, the one John Cena and Edge pretty much held at one point
Yes,
during their
yeah.
matches? Yes, that right there was super expensive. Like $300 to $500. Like I said, but it was like a gift from God, a gift from heaven though. I had the spinner belt, I had the WWE championship, I had like the Attitude Era championship, I believe. And then I had action figures like Rob Van Dam, the Honky Tonk Man, Booker T. I had TNA wrestling action figures like Sting and Samoa Joe, um, Jeff Jarrett, and the wrestling ring. And as a kid, I would play with those inside, literally sitting in the tub. Literally, I had a blast with that stuff. And the split, figurine table, the split in figurine table. You know what I'm talking about, colleague.
I actually did not have those toys, to be honest. I think those are I think those might have been toys, maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. I would get those from like Toys R Us. Hmm.
yes. Well, I um I'll just say like I did not have those growing up, but I did have let me think. Just a lot of like
Hmm.
rubber duckies and like just like I don't know. At one point I was like really into trains. Like I was really into Thomas like when I was like much younger. Like I was like hooked on on trains and like building like train tracks like with with wood pegs and stuff. Like that was fun. And
It really was.
that really put my mind to the test, especially when I was considering being an engineer. Literally, like at that age, I quite like understood that I wanted to be an engineer. And so, like I said, like I graduated from college a few years ago, and with engineering, and now like all I have to say is I'm very thankful to companies um like uh uh the wood that one the one pegs with the trains and other companies that have the blocks that you could build sets with and just like model trains and model cars and like just like building skyscrapers and stuff like yeah truly a feat of engineering to give kids that opportunity to learn about engineering in a innovative way and like uh I, I was literally um put in um I was literally actually wasn't put in I actually wanted to be in robotics actually I was pretty good at robotics and I was able to help my robotics team go to California and we actually won the competitions we actually made it to what like regionals or something um and this
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying, did you ever play with Mega Blocks and Legos as a kid, colleague? Because
well
I
yeah
did. I had fun with those.
I was gonna basically yes I mean yes I built use those sets basically I didn't want to say their name because I'm not affiliated with them but or currently affiliated with them but um or like have any sort of connection with them but yeah no I do have those sets I grew up with those sets and especially like with the cars literally the cars and just the buildings. Those sets were really fun growing up. Um,
It really was.
um, but yeah, back to the California. Actually, I'll say that was back when I was in eighth grade. We actually went through a series of competitions, and we did pretty well. We placed like like I think the first we did we placed first, and then um we went to the next round and we got like second or something, and um just kept moving up and up and up, and we got some paper saying that we did pretty well, and well we didn't really win the competition. I don't think there was any winner for the competition for that matter, but um just going to California at in eighth grade was a pretty fun experience. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, just like considering that, like you know, like not a lot of people can do that, so I was very fortunate to do that. Um, but yeah, let me think. Let's see. Let's see. We should shift gears because I think we've been on that topic for a long time.
Yes, we gotta switch gears.
Um, let's see here. Let's see, old technology. Um, well, I would say there's like um the most like memorable systems, the GameCube systems, the Game Boy systems. Did I say that twice? GameCube and Game Boy. Um, Basically, those are Nintendo's systems um, that they built that are not really on the market nowadays, but they are. You can find them on eBay or something. But yeah, like I growing up with that old technology, there was actually a game that I used to play on the Game Boy that um that really like became my favorite game, and literally the music on it was my favorite, which was Donkey Kong Country. Um um yeah, basically Donkey Kong Country is basically, if people don't know what it is, it's basically a game where you play as a gorilla who is wearing a red tie. Literally can either run or walk or jump. And he also has a little monkey friend that is where um, that he also wears a hat. His name is Diddy Kong. Um, not to be confused with another figure in the um, in the uh, entertainment business, but
Right.
um, basically Donkey Kong was basically just you
Yes.
clear missions by um it's basically a 2D world, 2D like 3D slash 2D-ish, more of a 2D game where it was kind of a platformer, and
Yes.
you just go through these levels to um basically move through obstacles and get like um other secret things to help you in the game, and essentially do missions to get through the game, if you will. And um, it leads you through a series of maps and locations, and literally, it's got to be one of the most like, at least for the time, I feel like that was a pretty fun game to play. At least for me, and the music was really well done. So yeah, I would say that, and the GameCube system. It's a lot of games I played on there. Literally The Simpsons, the Simpsons game. Like it just
Yes.
was a joy to play those games. But we had unfortunately lost ours uh, pretty early on. We only played the games for like what, like a few years, and then the GameCube went missing. Like I feel like it was either like sold or didn't know where it was. Um,
Yeah, I used to own
but
a GameCube as well. Played like,
yeah,
the Sonic game and Day of Reckoning 1 and 2. All the
yeah,
classic retros and all that good stuff. And like you
yeah.
said, the Game
Those
Boy,
games
because
are
I
fun.
played Pac-Man.
Oh
Yep,
yeah, Pac-Man. Yes, yeah,
classic.
that was very fun.
Yes, Galaxia or Galaxa, however you say it. That was retro. Let me know if there's any other games I'm missing from the GameCube era, since that was a blast from the past.
Yeah, and it was definitely. I mean, I know it has had his window of opportunity, but it seems like it was slammed shut when the Wii showed up. But I feel like the GameCube really was the system for most people until the PlayStation showed up. Um, I feel like at least, let me put it this way. the I'll say I moved a lot, but the first house I was in, we actually had a PlayStation. Um, it was a PlayStation 2, I believe, or maybe the one. I can't remember which one it was, but basically it was a really cool um, it was a really cool system that we had, but we I don't even know what happened. I guess we took it. Someone took it to sell it, and we haven't seen it for a very long time. Um, but since then, I've been playing on Microsoft's products. I've been playing Xbox games with my Xbox 360 and my the current system I have, which is the Series X. Um, but yeah, growing up with Nintendo products as well. Literally, the the GameCube really was the show. And then came the Wii. The Wii literally knocked it out of the park. There was a lot of
Yes.
fun games on the Wii. You could do a lot with the game with the Wii. And then came the Wii U, which was kind of a strange one.
And
Um,
see, here's the thing: with all these classic games consoles, colleague, this was they're literally ancient in gaming years because these are systems the young generation did not grow up with. They only know about the PS5 era.
definitely,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, yeah. And literally Fortnite. That's all everyone's ever talking about is
And Grand Theft Auto 5. But they don't know about the older GTA games like Vice City Stories, Liberty City, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 3 and 4. The list goes on, man. Oh, the Ballad of Gay Tony. That was another good one.
yeah, yeah, all
It's
those games.
games that stood the test of time.
Yeah. And let me put it this way. I actually have a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. The thing is I have a copy where I put it into the game, I put it into my system, and it was literally ready to like install the game files on my system. Um, but literally it was like not even 5% done, and it was already asking that like it had like a massive error or something, like saying that the disc wasn't readable, and like I had to take the disc and I was like, oh crap. Like I can't play the game because the disc is corrupted or something.
Yes, I remember the stupidest thing I've ever done was try to clean off a game disc or movie disc using peanut butter and toothpaste and all that other bull crap, which didn't work, which didn't even work.
Yeah, more or less just destroyed it.
It was all it did was put a strain and made the disc, even more corrupted. It had put more scratches
Yeah,
on it at least.
yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah. So I also had an unfortunate thing with a disc. I actually think it was also when I was in, I want to say, eighth grade or something. It was around that time. Um, I had this disc of I forget which historical figure it was, but some sort of, so I was literally in history class learning about some historical figure, and I had to like listen to a DVD, like some sort of thing on this DVD that was given to me from my teacher. I literally took it home, and the disc was split in half. I kid you not.
That not a good look. It's never good when you have a split in disc that people could either use a knife or scissors to pretty much cut it up with. Then that
Well,
means your
that's
game
the thing
is
is
done
like
for.
I literally, well, I'll for more context, I actually had it in my backpack, and it wasn't in a case. I should have asked for one, but I did not have a case for the disc, and
Yeah.
I literally put it in an area of the backpack where it could like what it could barely fit, and I literally took it home, literally threw my backpack on my bed. I looked inside where the DVD the disc was, and literally it was crushed to pieces. It was like pulverized. Like I was
Dang.
literally looking at like uh the remnants of the disc I was supposed to see. So I took my disc to my teacher. I'm like, I literally I don't know what it literally happened when I went home. I don't know what to do now. So I was literally like doing a sob story to my teacher, and so my teacher actually I think I was able to do something else with that project, and I was able to do pretty well with the other thing that I was supposed to do. So, but yeah, that was definitely a crushing blow, getting that disc when it
Yeah, it
broke.
was.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Can we also talk about another memory from our childhood, especially during school, where there was a time where I had literally had like, let's say some bad grades on my report card. I believe it was around like sixth grade. I used to what's the name? I used to get like pretty much a C's on my report card. Before you know it, the first time I got my report card, the first copy, I would literally like bring home, go back to the stove, and light it on fire. Now the
Oh,
second one,
oh my
I
word,
would
your
just rip
report
up.
card? Oh
Yes,
man.
I set the first copy on fire, and the second one I ripped up. I ain't gonna lie, I was a jerk and such a rebel back then. When it came down to the way I was acting, I was such a dang rebel without a cause.
Yes, I can actually attest to that because growing up for me as well, like especially moving around, as I've said before, I have moved around like probably 8 times, and so growing up was really tough. So I kind of became this like rebel or something like something of that sort, and basically was this person that was kind of like didn't really follow the rules, like to the T, like kind of cut corners, if you will, and like wanted to just like do things on my own terms. When I was very young, I was younger, um, and basically just like let things go. I was literally flew off the handle with my rage when it comes to like my anger issues. I literally, my friends I grew up with literally got my wrath, and I literally, uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say I literally was a menace back then, so I can really sympathize with that.
what'd you say?
Yes. So let's see here. Um, see what's the next thing we could talk about. Um, do excuse us, guys. I'm gonna find something we could talk about. Um, all right. Let's see. Hey, are you there? Colleague, are you there? Oop, I guess our co-host is currently
Yeah, 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 I'm still here. I'm just
oh,
listening. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
well,
just
I
listening.
was gonna say our next topic could be talking about school experiences, like talking about stuff that happened in school.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So school experiences though, like I said, we already got it covered that I would do a whole bunch of things when it came to getting our report cards. So yeah, the first copy, I would literally I would pretty much get, and bring home because I didn't want like my mom or anybody to see. I set the report card on fire and went by the stove and did it. And then I threw water on it. And then the second copy I got, I just ripped it all up in the shreds. And not to mention, I would say a whole bunch of inappropriate things back in school because I had no filter and I was always getting phone calls and stuff from school. You know how that goes.
Yep, I definitely do. I do.
Yep,
Yeah.
for real.
Well,
And
I was gonna branch off of that thing that you said and basically give my perspective of like what happened to me when I growing up. I literally when it came to schooling, in particular to how I was, when I was very, when I was younger, I was more so of like I was a lot more confident. I was more able to like, talk to people easily, like or at least more easily than I literally can't, I can now because I have to I have to build up a filter, and literally like that's created so much of a headache on my part, and like that made me have to like get into my shell and like not really talk as often. But when I was younger, like I literally talked freely. I literally said whatever, and like I totally understand from what my colleagues saying is like
yeah,
I literally grew up um with two halves of like of a different person's personality. Like I was a totally different person when I was younger. Like saying like I used to be able to like walk straight to a girl and like I literally like okay guys I was younger but like I literally went up to this girl when I was younger and I would just like start picking on her. I would literally just like start like nitpicking at her, saying like her name was this thing, and or no, like her name was connected to a different thing, and like saying like your name reminded me of something, and she didn't like it. Kind of like trying to get her to like, um, I don't even know what I was trying to do. I was just saying it because I thought it was funny, and I was just like saying it to her, and she wanted me to like leave her alone. I was like a menace growing up at that point, but like, um, I feel like moving a million times. I feel like since that point, I feel like um I became a different person and I became a better person and I don't really do that anymore. Um but yeah, that was definitely a lesson learned, if you will. So, um let's see. Yeah. I would say I was also um really worried about my grades growing up. Like I was a pretty good student. Um, I the only times where I feel like I kind of got something close to an F or a D would be if I didn't know like anything in the class or like I didn't really put my best foot forward, if you will. And
yeah,
I um at least for me, like all my classes, I feel like maybe except for maybe like I don't know, like weird classes like geometry or like biology or something like that, like environmental science, something like that, some weird like high school classes like that. Like I didn't really do the best, but I don't think I failed those classes. I just kind of I just kind of got through those classes, if you get what I mean.
Yes. And it's crazy to think because anytime I was always like, pretty much as a kid, let's just say it, I will always stay in trouble. I was always into something. Like this one time, when I had a field trip back in school, um, I would like, had a trip to like the South Lake Mall, and I would steal some money out my damn mom's purse to pretty much go and buy, video games for my console. And so the moment my mom was like searching for, the money that she had in her purse, my brother then told on me, and I got my behind whoop with a clothes hanger. And that wasn't just the first time, but second time around when I stole some money, I got beat with a let's say a cable cord, yeah, and also an extension cord. So the cable cord was like one of those like yellow cords that would go to like a router. I got beat with that and an extension cord.
Oh, I know what that's called. I think it's called like the Ethernet cord, the Ethernet cable cord.
Yeah, the Ethernet cord. Yes.
Yeah, my dad has also works with a lot of them, so I kind of know the like I
Yes.
think I kind of knew what you were saying, so yeah.
So yeah, I would stay in trouble, man. And I remember my mom would had me on punishment for an entire year back in 2016 because I had such a very reckless, slick mouth. And that hasn't changed at all. That really has not changed.
Well,
Literally.
let's just say you're a different and better person than you were as a result of you learning things from these experiences.
Yep.
Like we all are. We're all human. Like
Hmm.
like we at some point we all have to be accept one another for being human and making mistakes and learn to love each other because
Yeah.
at the end of the day like our mistakes are not what define us. And
How
for
you grow.
all our viewers, like if you're experiencing that type of heat from anybody, or if you're in the middle of that type of mindset right now, where if you feel like um, you feel like you're in a place where you're needing to learn about something, a particular um, about a particular experience that you're having. Like for example, like for with my case of like being able to switch up on my behavior from being this person who was over the top, loud, to now being more like gentler and more of a gentleman towards the people I'm around. Um, Basically, I'm someone who by default will treat someone with respect until someone proves that they are no longer someone I can respect. But it's pretty hard to do that. But I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like, if you like respect me and take me at my word, like, I'll respect you and take you at your word. So yeah, I think that's we all have stuff to learn about. And with these experiences that we have in our childhood, like especially with the old tech that we grew up with, like it's memories that we have, and it's just a learning phase. It's learning, it's experience, and all of us can truly learn from it.
Yep.
What do you have to say about it, colleague?
That is definitely true. And those who's criticizing you just because of these mistakes, talking about you know once is a mistake and that more than once is not. Yeah, that may be true, but but people have to like literally like use critical thinking and realize that it's not easy, not making mistakes, trying not to make mistakes, because just because it's not the same mistake doesn't mean that they won't happen. It's just basic logic. How do you feel about that, colleague?
Yes, essentially, well, I would put it a step forward. Like if you live your life like claiming that you're not making a mistake, or like thinking that like you're not entitled to think that you are making a mistake, or you're not thinking that you're making mistakes, like you're not aware that you're making mistakes when you are, but no one really teaches you that you are, making those mistakes. At that point, like, the reasoning, thinking like reasoning has to come into play. Like you have to learn like logic. You have to be like, is this right? Is this wrong? Like the basic logic here. Like, are you treating people with respect? Are you treating people's boundaries? Are you not stealing people's property? Like there's a whole lot, there's like a long list of things that are at play when it comes to respect. And I feel like if you're kind of like oblivious to all that, and like just blatantly doing things just because, um, that is something that especially nowadays, I feel like there's a lot of people that like can't take accountability, and there's just some people out there that just don't uh, see that they are in the wrong sometimes, and they don't want to apologize for what they do, and it's pretty sad. What do you think
It
about
really is. Yes, it really is, and that goes without saying that pretty much lying is involved in that category as well, because that's literally about the same concept, similar concept, because people like to claim that they cannot tell a lie, or they never told a lie, because at that point you basically just lied by saying you never once lied. How are you going to sit here and try to convince us that lies cannot be told, or you don't realize when you're lying about something? We all lied about something, even if what we lied about is small, or we shouldn't have to lie about these things. Some people lie because they care about the person's feelings, or they may be afraid of the backlash that they may get from it.
it? Yeah, yeah, um that's definitely a huge part of it, is when someone literally is just blatantly lying, and you're catching them in the act. When you do catch them in the act, like uh like they don't take accountability. They just sit there and are like dumbfounded, and they don't really care. Like they aren't engaging with you. They don't care, and basically when they're in the wrong, they don't want to be around you. They don't want to think about you. They just want to be away. They don't care, and it's sad. It really is sad because at this point, there's some people out there that like they think that they are untouchable. They think that they're like always in the right, when sometimes they could be in the wrong, and they don't want to tell people that they could be in the wrong. They want to always think that they're in the right, and that's a lie in itself. Is when you say that you are always in the right, because not everyone's right all the time.
Right.
Everyone makes a mistake at some point, and people do lie. I'm not saying I don't lie. I'm just saying I don't choose to want to lie, and I don't think anyone should choose to lie like most of the time either. I'm just saying when it comes to accountability, when you say, "Hey, like I'm sorry for lying here," that would be great. That would be great to hear. Other than, oh, like I'm right all the time, and from this situation, like it just goes to prove how right I was. Like, no, that's not how it goes.
For real, man.
So, yeah. Where would you like to take this conversation, or would you like to talk about something else?
Yeah, we can. I just thought we covered the fact that people want to act like they're saints and that they're, pretty much perfect and can't do no wrong when it comes down to like certain aspects of being human. Trying to like, target someone else because they made a mistake, or you know, they feel like as if they're not learning and doing things intentional. No, that's not the case. It's called trying to find a balance. I mean, yes, it's good to always tell the truth, but the truth hurts more than a lie, and that's something most people cannot stand. The truth hurts more than a lie. But yes, I'd much rather tell the truth than to sit here and sugarcoat something, which I know people may hate anyway, because I know people can't stand when lies are being heard. But then it's like when you tell the truth, they can't handle it. They can't. Here's the thing: if you can't take the heat, you don't need to be. If you cannot be in the kitchen, don't just stay out the kitchen if you can't take the heat.
Yeah, basically
Why
saying
why why did why dish out what you
don't,
cannot take?
yeah, don't tell a lie, or don't don't what is it? Like, don't be in the wrong, and then, or let me put it. I don't even know where how to put it. Like, when you're in the wrong, expect for people to like count you as, um expect people to
To call you out.
yeah, to make you accountable. That's where I was headed at. To make you
Yeah,
accountable.
to
Basically,
mm-hmm.
if you are to basically say that, you're something to someone, or if you're doing something for someone, or you say you're something to someone, um basically you're supposed to be telling the truth. If you tell a lie, that's on you. And literally, if you tell a lie, literally we're supposed to be holding you accountable. And like, if you don't want to act like you're um telling a lie, there's backlash that will happen. And if there's people like us in those calls, we will count you accountable, because it literally will push backlash back on you, basically saying like, we need to hold you accountable. And if you don't like tell the truth, or claim the truth, or just respect boundaries, and respect me as a person, like, it's just, and when you mess with someone like that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad you
Like,
made
and
that
that's
point.
and this goes for the women too. I hate to make this about role play with genders, about yeah, I hate to make it about a gender role play, because yes, this is mostly occur with women, because most women act like they can never be wrong about anything. They cannot accept flaws. They expect to be flawless at everything and think that they're supposed to be God. Like, you're not God. You're literally a human just like everyone else. You're going to mess up. You have no problem. They have no problem holding us accountable for the dumb and impulsive stuff that we do. Why can't they be held to the same standard? Why? Are you afraid of
Exactly.
actually, like, pretty much having a balance between, messing up and being successful at something?
Yeah, well,
Backlash?
exactly. I was gonna say, like, um basically we should all be that's where our that's where my previous point is coming into play is um not even just women, it's just everyone in general. Like if you're not keeping each other accountable, basically, and like thinking that you're like untouchable, thinking that you're like some sort of god, like lose the act. Like please, 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 it's coming from someone who is giving you like 1,000 roses. Please, like I will cheer you on for the rest of your life. Please just lose the act. Like no one is like worshiping you when you're treating others like they're beneath you. Like you you can't treat people like they're nobodies and then expect people to like do things for you. Like if you want to be able to help and hold yourself accountable um whenever possible, because that's where trust is built, is when we can both all share um in a collective connection of you know building the world up rather than tearing it down through uh these weird um these weird gender wars and these weird like uh uh, uh allegations and sending people to prison for all these false things. Like it's sad, and we're living in a world where like it's not even that's not even the least thing that's happening. And I'm not even gonna go anywhere towards politics because that's a whole can of worms. I'm not touching politics
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah,
Just
yeah. We're not.
I'm just
And
saying.
to be real, we don't even care or even like or pretty much even into, you know, politics like that.
Yes. Well, yes, in a way, like politics is kind of. I mean, yeah, yeah. I would love for the leaders at play in this country to actually know what they're doing. Like actually be able to help us and to um, make prices of things go down, to help us with um, basically help workers in like hospitals and like um, in like business offices, like in gas state in like the oil and gas fields, like and the power and everything else, like all these fields, like there's should be a large amount of money that should be invested into these industries, and there is and there is by custom like the American people, but like when it comes to like funding from the government, I mean, it feels like it's not really, you know, I don't know. I just feel like with the current state of the country, I feel like our current leader is sending money over to other countries in the pursuit of um, I don't know, just for another war, and we don't need to discuss it any further than it's just a waste of money, and we should be having that money put over here for helping our country, and that goes to show like we need to help each other by bringing more money to this country and by using that money to help each other, and not even just money. You need to basically hold each other accountable with the things you say, the things you think, the things that do you could do around the neighborhood wherever you are. Like chip in, be a helping hand, and that is probably one of the best things you can do is to help someone in need.
Yep, I couldn't agree more.
Of course. Um, but
And you
yeah,
know, some people really need tough love. They need tough love. They really do, because just like what we discussed before, colleague, you have people who are like in their feelings. They're easily triggered, and feelings get hurt when being told, like, when being given constructive criticism, and there's no way it can be criticism if it's constructive, because when we critique something or we don't agree with you on something, it should not be flipped into an argument. It shouldn't. Some people just need a dose of reality, Chase. That's what I'm saying. They need tough love.
yes, and when in the terms of giving people the harsh truth, essentially saying like, keeping people accountable, and if they aren't, they're literally the problem. They're literally
Yep.
the problem, and literally, I feel like I don't want to say most people, but like there's a lot of the I want to say from from what I hear, I feel like the loudest voices are saying that like the people in this country are um uh I don't even know how to put it because I don't want to sound like demeaning like at all towards anyone that like it isn't concerned with. But like if you're in that field of that you're thinking that you're always right and you think that nothing can hurt you. I feel like we've circled through this like a million times already. We should move on, but I'll say the last thing we'll say about this is if you're treating people poorly, if you're shouting at people, if you're not spewing the truth, you are the problem. You
Yep.
are, especially when you're being violent and you're hurting other people that aren't your friends or your family. That is wrong, and depending on the severity, you could go to jail for that. And you need to be careful with who you touch, and you need to be careful with like what you say to people. This goes to everybody, not just women which we previously mentioned.
Yeah, and not just one person. And don't try to, like, manipulate. Don't try to gaslight or manipulate the system by shifting blame, you know, on the other person, and try to make the issue about them when it's your issue you gotta deal with. Because at the end of the day, it's just it's just a like, fallback. It's just a fallback at the end of the day. So yeah, moving on, Chase. Not yeah, I mean, colleague. Damn it, I keep saying your name. I mean, it's okay as long as we,
I know I kind of
don't.
I slipped your name too. I'm sorry.
Yes, like I
Uh,
said, moving on.
yes. Trying to think. I think we're running down to pretty much. It's already like midnight for me. But I don't know. We can continue on for another hour or something. But I feel like we're narrowing down with these topics. Um, yeah, it kind of feels like we already covered a lot of these.
Yeah, yeah, it just seems like we covered a lot of various topics.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll just be straight. Like we don't need a topic. Just be straight for a little bit. Like I don't know, because we could just talk about like random drama, just like random stuff. Because there's stuff in our personal life that is really concerning, and stuff that we can point out here on the platform if we want to, like uh um we don't have to share everything, but we'll share like the key things that we think is important to share. Um,
Hmm.
do you have anything to share about anything?
About the drama.
Yeah.
Mm. Now, with me, the thing is with me, right? When it comes to drama, it's fine with me as long as my name or myself isn't affiliated with it, isn't affiliated with that aspect, because I don't condone drama at all. I have very low tolerance for it. It's just literally it's a major energy suck that will literally have you drained.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
It,
yeah, it ain't
it definitely
it's
does.
yeah.
Definitely does.
Mhm.
It affects you in so many ways, and if you um, are involved in drama to the nth degree, you are sucking yourself dry, and you don't really know how to fend for yourself. You don't really know how to um, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. Just kind of sad, to be honest. Always, always, always relying on someone else to validate your feelings.
Mhm. And then on top of that, this is also the reason why, like, a lot of bad things is happening to most people because they're around low vibrational individuals. And what this means, Che, colleague, is that you're around people who spend a bunch of money. Well, basically, they're around material possessions in general, because this is literally their go to and all they really like care about. They don't care about actually trying to make an honest living or have their life together. They just want to spend some money and trying to chase being about all the wrong things, such as getting into a relationship and all this other stuff, when they should really be trying to get their life and things in order. And no, I'm not just saying these things to others, and only for them to pretty much see things for what it is. But I also feel like everybody should have something productive to do. It should be something productive coming out of what it is that you're doing. It's not about money shouldn't even be all that important. It is, but it isn't, because money can only buy the things that you want and need. But actual um real support and love should be coming from within your heart. That's something money cannot buy. Money can only buy what you want and need, for those who don't know. And I'm not saying being broke is the case, because it isn't. Anything you want to say, colleague?
Yes. Well, I would say like considering how um I'm also in a unfortunate situation when it comes to money. Um, I'm I'm aware that I am someone who is more um, and can do more because I can easily show that when I'm because I'm in this financial situation that I'm in. Um, when I do eventually get to the situation where I have some money in my pocket, I'll be the same person. I'll be the same person. I'm not changing for clout or for money. No, I'm being the same person. I'm projecting the same message that I am when I'm broke. I'll be the same person.
Exactly.
And I'll love people the exact same way. I'll write letters. I'll send hugs. I'll, whatever you need me to do, like I'm here for you whenever whatever, and I'm a person that is invested in learning about everybody. And if you're someone who sucks into drama and sucks into, you know, like like my colleague here said, like low vibrational people that like only view themselves as high value, rather than seeing other people as high value, thinking like, oh, like let's push people up, like let's pump people up. No, these like low vibrational people that we're concerned with are not doing that. They are tearing people up. They are um, essentially canceling people on various sites and um, just being annoying and bullying, like literally trolling.
Yes.
Um, and
Yes.
and yeah, I'll just say like it's annoying and it's it's not right. It is not right that they are doing that.
Right.
Mhm.
These are the type of people who want to judge others, who's pretty much is having, like, pride and dignity to protect their image, and all these other things that they want to, like, that they want to remain intact. Because going back, yeah, and speaking from what you were speaking about, colleague, with regarding low vibrational people, they're just upset because we're living lavish and trying to maintain financially, and be the ones to, like, have good money management, rather than spend more than we make, or on things we really do not need, while they're stuck living in an exhibit lifestyle and mediocre existence. Am I right or am
Yeah,
I wrong?
you're exactly right. You literally hit the nail on the head, so to speak. Uh,
Mm.
literally, I've I keep using the word literally. Excuse me. Um, trying to think of the next thing I'm gonna say. Um, man, my thought just left my head. Excuse me, guys. I don't know, just the drama. Um, if you're concerned about like not necessarily people down, but more so spreading lies about the person online, um, especially like misinformation. There's a whole lot of that going on right now. Um,
Yes, that we're dealing with.
there's it's not even through it's not even through like voice chats, not even like through like chat rooms. It's not even through like, like anywhere from like YouTube videos to from to like daily news. It's on it's only it's oh my gosh, I am very twisted. It's on the daily news too. Like fake news is on the daily news too. Like people like misword um or misrepresent certain things because they are trying to claim one thing with one particular um or like one specific topic, saying trying to voice their opinion about the topic and twisting the topic in their direction to like um make them or their side uh like more appealing, I guess. And that's not right.
Yes,
They're at that point they aren't unbiased. They are then turned biased. They are turned biased towards their views instead of uh their values instead of our collective as a people, our value, our values.
right, right.
So yeah, I kind of see that like fake news happens not even just in chat rooms, but like like voice chats and chat rooms, but more so on a big major scale when it comes to like news, like news outlets, everything. But coming reducing it down to like voice chats and in chat rooms, there's a lot of sites that are on the market today that people use, and frankly, me and my colleague we have a few of them that we use. There's some sites that we use that we have some friends of ours that like, I would say, are they friends? I don't really know because like they want to
Not
post.
no, no, they're not friends. They're associates. They're not friends because think about this, colleague. A friend is I mainly consider you a friend, but I'm just calling you colleague in case you may not want your actual like name out there in the open because I don't want to be one of those people to just throw you under the bus and then next thing you know something catastrophic comes out. You get what I mean?
Hmm.
Yes.
Essentially, what we're doing with this podcast is, yes, it's faceless. But the thing is we want to protect our identities. Um, we want to keep our identities intact per se when it comes to our families and our loved ones. We have want to just especially when we're voicing our opinions, we don't want people to like figure out who we are, even though if there's some people out there that know who we are, I mean, totally understand, but like, um, we're just saying like when it comes to the lives, we want to basically make it a free space to talk. And for us, this is our way of like spilling the tea. It's our way of expressing ourselves. And if you guys are interested, please, keep on tuning in to our lives. You know, we'd love to have you guys around to have you guys listen to what we have to say. And we would love for you to have an uh, equal say in like how you feel about the situation because we go through situations that are like super like effed up if for lack of better explanation. um and basically just we have some people in our lives that like want to be one thing and then they're the other. So yeah, I think that covers that. But yeah, back to the chat rooms. Like when it comes to friends that like would think they're one thing and they're not. When they're saying like, when they're saying stuff and it's not the truth. Literally, me and my colleague, we literally are in calls all the time with some of these people, and but you can't really trust what is the truth and what it's not the truth. To be honest, I kind of phase out in those. I kind of like zone out in those calls. Um, I'm just only in there for my colleague because he's in there, he's playing his games. Um, and And also, let me open this shameless plug. Um, we never really mentioned games. If you guys want to do games on this channel, please let us know. We could either do a video or a separate like segment on the lives, or even do a separate channel at some point. But that's something that we could arrange at some point. Um, but back to the calls. Me and my colleague, we're normally in these calls with these so-called friends of ours that like we don't know if they tell the truth when we're not there. Um, we don't know if they even say stuff about us when we're not there, and when we are there, um, especially with my colleague, there's certain people that have said stuff that isn't the truth, and that is why we're bringing it to your attention, to our viewers' attention, that when you're not telling the full truth on, especially a voice chat call, like if you're not being truthful, the truth will bite you up in on the ass,
Hmm.
literally.
Yes. Because if you're not telling the whole truth and without any evidence, you know, proven to back up your claim, you are not telling the truth. And because you heard a rumor online that is bad or is against you, that does not make it the truth. It has to be both parties involved to be able to say their side. Am I right or am I wrong, colleague?
I think you're most definitely in the right. I believe that um, I believe that definitely most everybody should be truthful and um, if you're explaining something that you think that the other person might have done, you need to have evidence. You need to have solid evidence. Bring it to the person's attention that this is what you have solid evidence of. And if you don't show solid evidence, how do you know if it's true? How do you know if it's
Right.
true? Like you don't have solid evidence of someone doing something. How can you say it's true?
Exactly. How can you say what a person has told you if certain words never left their mouth? If certain
Like,
words never left their mouth.
yes, and there could be the case where maybe there was a chance that there is no evidence, because maybe you didn't have your device in your hand, or whatever the fact may be. But um, when it comes down to it, like if you don't show evidence of any kind to show any support for what you're saying, you're literally you are um um like you need evidence, because if you don't, then it could be committing perjury when it comes to um like telling lie when it comes to telling lies, because like if you're telling a lie, especially in court, you're committing perjury. You're lying out of your butt, and you're not trusted. You're not to be trusted, because if you aren't telling the truth, you're not to be trusted. You're not to be 100% truthful with somebody, because if you don't have solid evidence, like what are you supposed to base it off of? Like where are you getting this information from, right? Like the information can be thrown around like telephone through conversation. Um, and the conversation can be given from this person to the individual in question, and it could be twisted in the totally wrong way, just like in the game Telephone. Literally gets down to the last person, and it's not what the truth was. Uh, if if that's the case, where's your evidence? And if you're
Right.
not showing evidence, then you're essentially played the game Telephone, and you're just straight out, flat out lied. Even though
Yeah, and you're
even though
listening
I was
based
saying
off
even
of.
though I was gonna say even though someone else told you that that could have been the truth, it's not. It's not,
It's not the truth.
and you shouldn't trust what someone else says. You should really find out if it's true or not.
Online. You should really just be asking, the person that's being, you know, talked about
Hmm.
what really
Yeah,
went down.
what I'm trying to say is like go to the person in question and literally like sit down with them and talk to them and be like, is this true? And like if they even show you solid evidence of them not doing it, I mean, what
Right.
can you say? I mean, what I mean, at that point you're not um you aren't lying unless you are lying, then you aren't to be trusted. But um we are uh entrusting you with the truth. We are opening the door to truth. We are wanting to um help, like we are wanting to listen to you and what you have to say, and if you're saying is truthful, we could trust you. If not, sorry. Can't trust you anymore. Like our like the door's closed. Sorry.
Right.
So, um yeah, I think we really hit the nail on the head, really swung at the bush there. I feel like we can either move on or we should just. Do you think this is a solid place to come to a close? Do you have any final remarks, or do you want to continue a conversation?
We could continue our conversation because this right here is what keeps things fresh. It's a whole different experience. It's like it's absolutely like nothing anybody has ever witnessed before because this has been a long time coming, and I feel like it's a breath of fresh air. Don't you believe so, colleague? With everything we discuss and having life experiences and what we could really do to adapt.
Yes, I mean, especially since this is now established, this is now set in stone. Like this live will be like publicly, like we'll be on here publicly. Like it'll be something that can be viewed at a later time. Um, literally when this live closes, but it'll be open for public use. Um, even though I mean it is now. What am I saying? Like people can come in here. But um, but yeah, like literally, this is my first time doing a podcast of any kind, or doing some sort of anything concerning talking to anyone online in a live sense, in a like going live in that sense. Um, I've gone live personally. I actually have a friend of mine that I used to go live with. Um, I don't go live with him anymore, but I started going live with him, and he gave me some tips. And so I have to really um, give my friend some credit for doing that for me and for helping me and for encouraging me. So um, yeah, just like how we're trying to keep our identities intact. I'm not trying to say names, but my friend that did that, I want to just, you know, I just want to thank him for that, and thank my colleague here for the time that we've had explaining everything and talking about everything tonight. I've really enjoyed this.
For real.
Um, but yeah, do you have anything else that you'd like to like talk about or bring up?
Um, I also want to say, um, I would love for this to video, this stream that we're in right now to like get posted for all the viewers, and yeah, to like actually like pretty much look at and actually like listen to, so they'll understand the concept of everything that was explained, and our viewpoints and all that good stuff. But I feel like we covered just about everything. Uh, is there anything else particular, colleague, that you want to discuss? Because so far, I don't really have any other topics.
Well, that's a very nice. That is very nice to hear. That like that is. Excuse me. I have is my stomach. But yeah, no, like I appreciate what my colleague said. Like when it comes to the video with the what comes with the live, like this is something really new to me, to probably my colleague here. This is something that moving forward we're gonna start doing. We're gonna start doing um either daily lives or weekly lives, whatever the fact, whatever we may do. Just keep an eye out for the next one. Uh, but I don't think I have anything else to share other than I'll just do my final remarks. I'll just say whatever we talked about, like it's just been a fun experience. Like I um doing this thing, like creating the channel and creating this you know the stream on OBS has certainly been such a whirlwind, and getting everything situated on Discord as well. Like, if you guys want to follow us on Discord and make Discord make the Discord server a home for our channel, um, that'd be a great thing, and we would love to have everybody there to support it. And I truly enjoy just talking in general and talking openly about topics that I'm really interested in. And when it comes to talking to my colleague, I talk to him a lot, and especially with him talking about, like stuff like WWE, he could literally talk about it for hours, and I'm very, very eager to keep moving forward in the direction that we're going.
Yep,
Yep. Do you have any final
absolutely.
remarks?
And just like you were saying, we will definitely be doing this on a daily. But I also want to be mindful of my colleague here who works, and the schedule that he has, because everybody has a busy schedule, and I'm not trying to knock anyone for having a life. It's just it's human nature at this point. We all got things that we want to chase and focus on, but it's also important to make time off your busy schedule. And I'm glad we came to this realization as well, because you have people who will purposely leave you on red, and or delivered, and messages is still pending, whatever you want to call it. But I don't like the idea of being left on standby by a particular individual simply because they don't know how to reply in a timely manner. If they were to just shoot a text or something saying that they're in the middle of something and they'll come right back, I'd rather that be heard than to just be left ignored, feeling ignored when something when there's something particular you deserve to know. Am I right, colleague?
Yes, you're very much in the right. I I do see that I'm just like, hey, willy nilly, like just somewhat like flying off the handle with me, just like simply agreeing with what you're saying. But like with what you're saying, that there is a lot of truth to what you're saying. Like certainly, like I do believe that like being attentive and being respectful towards people's time, especially when um especially when you're the one patiently waiting for someone to text back, like the other person just is either busy, or they are probably talking to a million people, or they just don't know, to be honest. And that's a scary thing when you don't know and you don't get any answers. And for that matter, like at the end of the day, like if you're that type of person and someone's waiting for your text, they could easily uh unadd you because you just were taking so long to process what's going on, right? Because like you'd be talking to somebody and then just in the middle of a conversation, like you just just cut conversation. And um
And therefore, it says a lot about your character and where your loyalty stands.
yeah,
Because if you have somebody that you're dealing with, why would you even put yourself in a position to even be talking to the person that's literally in front of you at that very moment, if you're already talking to someone else? Like, no offense, but I feel like if the person that you're talking to, that you're dealing with, on top of somebody that you have currently that's in front of you, perhaps that's not that's not very genuine. That's not very genuine of that person. That is not being loyal.
of course. That is, you certainly have to put your best foot forward, and if you're not being someone that is worth anyone's time,
Yep.
especially if you're not respecting the person's time and effort and trying to reach out to you. So
Right.
I totally understand that point. Um, yeah, I feel like we covered what we needed to cover when it comes to like the main topics, and we also closed it out. We just did our final remarks. Um, I just want to say the very last thing is we're going to be doing probably daily posts, um, and just keep a lookout for the next one. And yeah, uh, I'll give you the floor and let you say goodbye, colleague.
All right. So, with that being said, this was all. This was everything that we pretty much covered for the today's topic and stream and stream. Um, Colleague, if there's any other questions and concerns you may have, you're free to say how you feel. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. And also, post this video And for all the viewers, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, turn on notifications so you'll be notified whenever we drop. And you know you do. Because otherwise you wouldn't be watching if you didn't want it to be notified. So yeah.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you, my colleague, for being with me tonight and for talking with me and expressing your opinions on the topics that were expressed. And I want to thank the viewers that chimed in to our podcast tonight and listened to us talk. We made a lot of excellent points, and yes, I think this is a excellent place to stop for the night and stop the live. Of course, the live will be posted on our channel, so it'll be viewable for everybody that is on our channel that will see it will see the live on our channel. So yes, after the live, it'll be in the form of a video on the channel. With that being said, I want to thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next. I don't know, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow.
Yes.
See you guys tomorrow.